Hi, I'm Vince. Welcome to my Vince Unlimited channel. In this video, I'm going to ask the question, am I smart? It should be easy to answer. After all, if I were to be smart, I'd automatically know the answer. But that would make for a very short video and appear just a teeny bit conceited. And more importantly, not provide you with an insightful opinion piece for you to dwell upon. And ask yourself, are you smart? And question, is that a blessing or a curse? And if you are smart, then you realise that now is the time to be subscribing to my channel for more insightful commentary. That is if you aren't already subscribed, you smart cookie. However, as you're watching this, you're probably smart. So I'm not going to tell you how to do this, nor how to add the like either. So, on to my first piece of evidence. And I'm taking you back to my school days. I was gifted academically. Yes, I know that's a statement, not evidence, so it could be either true, false, or more likely somewhere in between. I offer no proof of such a claim, so pardon, but you'll have to accept this on face value alone. I believe this because I fared very well in exams and tests at school when I was young. And I'm talking about achieving 90% plus scores in most academic subjects, when class averages seemed around 30 to 40%. This was purely an academic skill though. In physical testing, I fared less well. In fact, the complete opposite. Both of which, combined with the era in which I grew up, meant a young school life of constant bullying, humiliation and ostracism focused on me at the time. This situation once accumulated in a situation where I was forced to do the homework for some of the failing numbnuts around me. It's true, I used to have to do the homework for several other boys, or rather I was made to. It was my academic gift that set me apart from the other kids. Couple this to the timid personality I had at the time, my natural pacifism, and being one of the smallest there, and I'd be bullied into assisting the lazy slobs. I recall that I immediately had to work out how to grade the homework so these unintelligent pond mammals would seem to have done the work themselves. However, one thing my evolving mind could never comprehend was how a teacher could think that some toad getting 35% when he normally got 15% was so good, when next to the toad was this smart little chap who won yet another 95% pass rate. Even more surprising were the idiots in the playground later boasting of how well they'd done, with not a single acknowledgement for the reason. I suspect that later in life, when they attempted to get further education, and when asked to write on their exam papers, show your workings, they just drew a sketch depicting themselves punching me to get the answer. It eventually became my opinion that teachers do not like clever children. Perhaps they don't like the competition, or losing their assumed superiority. Gifted though I was, I had yet to understand the complexities of personality and was constantly derided for something I'd assumed to be a good thing. I would sit at the front of the class showing great keenness in their laudable efforts, but couldn't understand why the teachers would be demonstrably annoyed by me and volunteering to answer any question they posed. I'd be dismissed outright with comments like, "Can anyone but Vincent answer this question?" An example was a lesson we had whereby the teacher would try to raise awareness about understanding with a fun word association game. The teacher would say a word and ask the pupil to say whatever word came into their mind. For example, the teacher might say tree and expect the child to say forest. As ever, I had to wait until near the end to have my say, despite my arm thrust so far up in the air, so hard it had grown 2 inches longer than the other one had. Having waited impatiently for the other muppets to attempt to formulate a word, it was finally my go. "All right, your turn, Vincent. Your word is rabbit." Instantly I replied back, "Rabbit." The teacher was aghast. Perhaps I had misunderstood. Was the blonde boy human after all? She re-explained the rules, then repeated, "Rabbit," and rabbit is what she got in return. She then inquired why I had just repeated her. I explained what had been bugging me throughout the entire test, that when you said rabbit, the first thing to come into my mind was rabbit, the word just said. To me it seemed obvious. I added a correction for her. "What you meant to say, what is the second word that springs to mind?" In which case I would have replied carrot or Warren. It reaffirmed what I had been assimilating by then. Smart asses are never appreciated. I knew I couldn't lose my skills, so I had to start hiding them. And did this effectively in my next school, the important establishment where I would have had the chance to verify my skills for life with potential employers. Maybe not so smart after all. But does it pay to be smart? If you're in need of new staff, you want the best, don't you? You want someone who is smart. Your business needs smart. There's enough dumb around, and smart is better than stupid, right? All positions are about risk and opportunity, and if you hire smart, the risk is reduced and the opportunity increased. A smart manager will hire smart staff. Don't you agree? Or maybe not. Imagine you need to fill a role and you meet a really smart candidate. This candidate will present great future opportunity and fantastically improve your business. It's a no-brainer. You want smart, and here they are right in front of you. All you have to do is make the offer. But you hesitate. You know there's a real downside to smart. Firstly, smart is good. Possibly too good for the role you have in mind. Smart will soon become disenchanted and want to move on, so you'll have to hire all over again. Or smart may move on, taking all your company skills with them. Nothing worse than having smart, only for smart to get better and then move to the opposition. Even worse, smart rate may rise through the ranks. You know how smart can rise between the top and the bottom. And between smart and the top is you. If you're not smart, smart may become you. It takes a brave person indeed to hire someone smarter than they are. Are you that brave? All that I can say is that I'm smart. But don't worry, I'm not quite as smart as you. Do you know, I published this piece as a blog post in summer of 2012. 2 years later, in summer 2014, Zoopla, an online house selling company, ran an advertising campaign. That's fine. That's their inalienable right. They have to do it. Get and keep their name out there. Build some business. As you can see from this photo, they went for a then unique tact. Great. That's what they should do. In this case, they used the idea of smart as a conceit. Well done, Zoopla. So clever that others have since copied this theme. Where did they get that idea from? Yes, come on, Zoopla. Where did you get that idea? Well, I suspect it was your advertising agency. I can picture the meeting now. All stripy shirts, coloured braces, goatee beards and over-enthusiastic shouting, with them selling you this unique idea of smart as a conceit. But where did they really get this from? Was it perhaps from my publicly printed blog post on the 19th of July 2012, I wonder? Imitation is indeed the sincerest form of flattery, but remember, acknowledgement is the most honourable, and reward the most appreciated. I suppose if I was really smart, I'd have pursued my rightful claim. But as I told you at the beginning of this video, I am smart, but I'm not that big on providing evidence. Not smart? Smart? You decide using the smart comments below. Thanks for watching. See you again.